Matt Melachrinos got all the way to day 2 at Lobstercon with a lovely mono blue Stasis list that warms my heart. Let's take a look. So 4 Stasis lists were registered at Lobstercon 2026, and of those 4 lists, 2 of them made it into day 2, which is a 50% conversion rate, which is really freaking good. But of course, you know, such a small number. You have to get some of them in, right? This list was registered by Matt Melachrinos. He went to day 2 and didn't make top 8, but did make it very deep into the tournament. And with his permission, I am sharing his list here on the channel, and we'll play it in a league and see how it goes. Notable things about this list are the Root Maze, which I love to stand Root Maze. We've also got Upheaval in the main. A Singleton main deck Annul is really interesting. Looks like he's got powder kegs and a foil as well. Flash of Insight is a really good consistency tool that I really like. And the Cephalid Coliseum, we're gonna have to see how this goes. I'm not convinced it's good, but we're gonna have to take a look and find out. Sideboards, we've got Annuls, Hydroblast, more Brain Freezes, and just a bunch of other good stuff here. So let's go ahead and use Stasis to lock some people out of the game. I will be back in just a second with match 1. I am on the play in match 1 versus Juicy Jim. We've got a hand that has turn 1 Black Vise, turn 2 Counterspell. This hand doesn't have any consistency or even a Stasis or anything in it, but I am still going to keep it. And we did do turn 1 Black Vise against a Flooded Strand deck for Sleight of Hand, huh? Flooded Strand, Basic Island, Sleight of Hand. I wonder what they're doing. Storm count is 1. That worries me. Gonna hold open this Counterspell. Yeah, there's some sort of combo deck. We might be playing against, forget the name of it, but it's, yeah, there's the City of Brass. Okay, so we are playing against combo here. They're taking a little bit of damage to Opt. They are on a clock. They've got to go off at some point soon, or else this Black Vise is just gonna kill them. All right, City of Brass here for a Psychotog. I think I am gonna counterspell this Psychotog. Wow, and they're really going to town. Foil on my counterspell. Yeah, Psychotog will resolve, that's fine. Oh, and I hit Stasis. Let's go ahead and put that into play. Love to see that, that's fantastic. So this might not be a combo deck at all. It might just be an Esper Psychotog deck that happens to have like a Black Vise in the main, or a Brain Freeze in the main or something. Wisely choosing not to attack here. And I found Upheaval. I don't know if I'm going to be pitching that or casting it. They're gushing here. Picking up 2 islands. Yeah, that's fine. If they're gonna attempt to kill me with this Tog, then I've got that pretty much covered. No, they're just holding stuff in hand, I think. Let's do some Psychotog math. Discarding all of their cards would be 6. That would put 14 in the yard. That would be additional 7. So they could deal 14 with this Psychotog. That's just not good enough. I think I am going to keep the Upheaval in hand just for a little longer. All right, there's the Quarian Dryad. Still no attacks. And I think here it's time to pitch Upheaval, unfortunately. All right, I found Counterspell. I don't know how useful that is. The hero is taking longer on clock than I am. I wonder if I should keep this game going forever and just not bounce the Psychotog unless I absolutely have to, just so I can run them out of clock, because they're taking a long time on a lot of these. That's another Gush, so they can deal 17 to me, 16 now. Do I want to hit them with a Chain of Vapor? I don't think so. I think I want to wait. Yeah, Flash of Insight, I don't need that. Well, they took some damage off the Black Vise to keep a couple of cards in hand. They're just casting cantrips. Digging for another Gush, maybe? I wonder if I go for a Chain of Vapor here. No, I think I can wait. Ripped an island off the top, love to see that. And now I can relatively easily double chain. All right, they're discarding to get underneath this Black Vise now. Doing it on their upkeep, that tells me that they might be trying to go for a line here. Let me do a really quick bit of math. I believe they can deal 18 off this Psychotog right now. Unless they have something like a Gush, that changes the math a little bit. I'm just going to continue to be very patient. I've got double chain plus a counterspell I can pitch to Forsaken City. All right, still nothing. Basic Island is a fantastic pickup, and we are going to continue to play the waiting game. Yeah, Trapper, I think that's their plan, is that they're just filling their graveyard a little bit here. For a lot, I guess. But that still plays into my double Chain of Vapor fairly nicely, right? Like, I'm not particularly worried about it. Especially now that I have this Thwart. They've got a Quirion Dryad now. I think I will let this resolve, and I'm just going to move to next. Okay, picked up a Daze. That's pretty good in this situation, I think. Tog can do 17. This is still not lethal. I wonder if I want to do something here. I've got Thwart and Daze. I feel like I can afford to do something here. I am going to chain my Stasis. That's a counterspell. I will Daze your counterspell. Daze looking pretty good here. Ooh, that is a foil on Chain of Vapor. And I'm just going to thwart that. Okay, that was beautiful. I am going to sacrifice a land and I'm going to bounce their Psychotog. All right, that happened. Are they going to bounce my Black Vise? No, they're not. I think I will actually exile one of these islands and we're going to cast Stasis again. And now we are a little bit ahead. I've got Stasis still in play. Black Vise is eventually going to catch up to them. Psychotog, the really big threat, is out of play now. Yeah, I think we're doing just fine. Oh, Powder Keg. Do I want to play this Powder Keg? I don't think so. I don't think I have to. Uh-oh, their hand's starting to fill up. We all know what that means. Heck yeah, casting an Opt right into all of this nonsense. You got it. Tap those islands for me. And they give it up. That Daze really came in clutch. If I didn't have that Daze, then I would have probably lost that fight, and I would have been in a lot more trouble. So, gotta give credit where credit is due. Daze did really good there. How do I want to sideboard against them? Brain Freeze might be a thing. Mana Short is almost certainly a thing. Annul doesn't seem particularly good. They don't have a lot of permanents. Upheaval doesn't seem particularly good. Powder Keg can be put down and then just left alone on 2 or 3. So that doesn't seem terrible. No Flash of Insight in the sideboard. It feels to me like 3 Brain Freeze is a lot of Brain Freeze. And there was a Storm counter in their deck, so that makes me think I want the Gaia's Blessing. I don't know, like, do I take out the Powder Kegs and then side like this and then plan to get into Counter Wars? That doesn't seem terrible. I don't know if this is correct. It seems to me like I want the Powder Kegs. Okay, well, this is just a classic Mana Short into Stasis hand. I'm going to keep this. Island to go, Island to go. No turn 1 Black Vise, unfortunately. I can't compel them to move. We've got Portent off this City of Brass. Into nothing. I'm just going to continue to be patient and hit my land drops. I don't really need to do anything right now. I don't even think I'm going to cast this Impulse. Oh, is this Aquarian Dryad? It sure is. All right, found a counterspell. I like that a lot. I didn't really play Stasis here. Like, I just didn't feel like it was necessary. I kind of want to get this Mana Short backed by counterspell here. Or at least, like, Stasis backed by counterspell. I will Impulse now, playing it around Daze. And this is really interesting. I could take... I don't think I'm taking Foil or Island, so I could take either Counterspell or Black Vise. I already have a counterspell, and Mana Short is kind of like a counterspell already. I think I'm going to take the Black Vise, and I'm going to force the action a little bit. Let's just drop that Black Vise now. They don't have a Tog in play. I can afford to take a few more hits from this Quirion Dryad. I'm not really worried. Really, the only thing I'm worried about at this point, I think, is Brain Freeze. And I think I'm going to Mana Short them on their upkeep. Here we go. Mana Short. And that is just a counterspell. I think I'm okay with this. Just gonna let it go. Take the hit from the Dryad and then use my counterspell to back this Stasis. This does kind of make me wish that I had taken the counterspell instead of the Black Vise earlier off of that Impulse. But I found Gush, so let's go ahead and do that first. And that's second to Stasis. I'm gonna play Forsaken City, and I'm going to attempt Stasis number 1. I can beat 2 counterspells, but not 3. And that's foil. I'm going to let that go. Stasis again. And that one took. And now I've got counterspell up. Oof. Yeah, that's a Ray of Revelation. Just hard cast from hand. I am going to counterspell that. And we're going to see if they have a green source before I draw like a thwart or something. No green source yet. Oh, I found days. Okay, that's huge. That's really big, actually. Do I pitch a land here? No, I don't think I'm going to pitch a land. I think I'm just going to use this. And the hero's hand is starting to fill up a little bit. Yeah, I can pitch this other mana short now to get things untapped. That is a flooded strand, which cannot produce green for this Ray of Revelation. But it does let them play around days, if they ever do find that green source. All right, this Quirion Dryad is super big and super tapped. But now they can no longer play around days. The hero's asking for strategic advice in chat, and I'm being intentionally vague. I'm sorry, mate. I'm not going to answer that question right now. And they've still got nothing. Well, they need a green source in the top handful of cards of their deck, or else they are just dead, I think. Yeah, Brain Freeze isn't really good in this position. I'm not going to pitch it, but I'm not going to cast it. All right, we only need a couple more turns here. They're really digging for that green source. Even if they find it here, I think the Black Vise might just kill them. Okay, I found Gaia's Blessing. That's not particularly useful. Okay, and the opponent gives me the GGs in chat. GGs to you as well, Gummy Jin. They just didn't find the green source in the top like 5 or 6 cards or whatever. And they died. So I don't know if it was correct to take Black Vise over Counterspell, but it certainly did win me the match. So I am going to mark that as a win. Good luck to you. Hopefully that you don't pair into Stasis as you're learning to play Gro-a-tog. And let's move on to match 2. If you're enjoying the video and think you'd like watching more of what I make, please consider subscribing so YouTube can notify you when I go live and upload videos. I appreciate your support. Thank you. I am on the draw in match 2 versus a furry. I can't keep this hand. It's got 1 land in it. We're going to have to mulligan. I can keep this one, and I think I will. It's a choice between foil and thwart. Honestly, I hate foil. I'm going to bottom foil. So this is a deck list provided by Matt Melachrinos. And he did say in his write-up that he made of the tournament that he didn't like foil either. So in honor for you, Matt, as well as just for my own sanity, I am going to bottom it. We've got a Gemstone Mine into a Portent from the hero here. Wonder if that means that they're on some sort of combo deck. I have no idea. Or maybe they're just on Gro-a-tog again. Or maybe I have the opportunity to do something really funny because they kept a 1-lander off of Portent and Opt, and I can just counterspell their next consistency piece, and they concede the game. I'll take that. So that was a shuffle off of a Portent, a bottom with Opt, and now they just have nothing. All right, easiest win I've had all day. We take those. And it looks like they might just be on Gro-a-tog again. So I am going to do the sideboard plan that I had last time. Do I really want the Brain Freezes in, though? I think I do. I'm going to bring in Mana Short, and I'm not actually going to bring in Gaia's Blessing because I didn't see a Storm counter this time. I'm going to take out the Upheaval, the Annul, and I guess a single Powder Keg, and just run it like this. I don't know. I think I'm going to take out one of the Brain Freezes and bring in the Powder Keg again. Okay, and we've got a pretty decent hand here. Turn 1 Black Vise is always good. Gush for that card draw. We've got the Stasis. This hand could use some counter magic. It could use a Forsaken City, perhaps. Maybe a Chain of Vapor, but I think I like this hand a lot. The hero's leading on a real land this time. Flooded Strand into Island into Portent. Oh, and I found Root Maze. That's interesting. Well, I'm going to Black Vise you now. Bet you weren't expecting that. I think they conceded too early. I gave them no indication that I was on Stasis as opposed to being on, like, Stiflenought. And they probably don't have... Well, I guess if they think that I'm on Stiflenought, then they brought in their Annuls anyway. So that was a not shuffle off the first Portent, but a shuffle off the second. They had a fetch land. They could have kept one of those 3 cards if they wanted, and they just chose not to. I mean, their deck's kind of full of cantrips and stuff like this. So unless they have like a Psychotog, I'm probably not going to counter it. And I'm going to be patient. I'm not going to be playing out my counterspell or my impulse. I think next turn I will. And there's Dr. Teeth himself. I think I'm gonna counterspell this. If they have a foil, then oh well. Okay, that's just Gush. Still might have a foil. A lot of cards in hand. And there's the foil. All right. Psychotog is down. I'm taking a hit from this Quirion Dryad. And I might be pressured into dropping Stasis. I think I will. Let's go ahead and Gush before making our land draw. And we've got Stasis. And that just worked. I have Chain of Vapor if I really want to use it. I don't think I do. Thwart is a decent pickup. At this stage of the game, though, I'm kind of wishing that the Cephalid Coliseum was just another island, because then I could play island number 4 next turn, and then the turn after, I could Gush into playing another island. Although, I guess that would leave me without a land to pay for Stasis. So I guess that wouldn't work either. I found Brain Freeze. I think it's time to Gush. I have so many cards in hand. This is entirely too many cards. What do I want to keep? I want all the lands. I'm not particularly attached to impulses. I guess I can bottom 2 of the impulses. Actually, I'm gonna discard all 3 impulses. All right, they're using the trick to make Psychotog a little bit bigger while keeping their hand size correct. And that's a duress. Can they do Psychotog things now? They could discard 4 cards, bringing him up to 6. They could put me to 1. If I bounce Psychotog now, then they might be tempted to also bounce my Stasis, but I have a second Stasis in hand. I think I'm going to bounce the Psychotog. They just let that go, and they didn't bounce anything else. So I am just going to let this resolve. Not like there's anything else that I can really do here anyway. And they took my counterspell. I think that's reasonable. All right, Dr. Teeth is out of play. Uh-oh, they've got a disenchant here, don't they? Yeah, that's a disenchant. I think that might be game. Or close to it. Because I'm going to take this hit from this Quirion Dryad. They're going to cast their Psychotog again. And then Psychotog's just kind of big enough on its own to deal the remaining damage to me. Yeah, they're not attacking here. So I would need another Chain of Vapor right now. And that is not it. I'm just going to go ahead and concede the game, and we're going to move on to next. Yeah, that disenchant just kind of hurt. They took the counter spell, and then they disenchanted me. It happens. Let's just move on to the next game. Do I want to change my sideboarding plan? I don't think so. Yeah, I really don't see a reason to do anything different here. Another one-lander. Can't keep these. Mulligan. Oh, and this one has no islands in it. I'm going to mulligan this, too. I mean, I kind of have to keep this. It's got Stasis in it. I think I cannot afford the Thwart. And I think I'm going to bottom the Chain of Vapor. That's a really risky move to bottom Chain of Vapor in favor of Black Vise here. Yeah, I'm getting duressed. So it didn't matter. Take that Stasis. Oh, take the Impulse. Sure. So does that mean I'm getting duressed again? Don't know. But I don't think I'm going to win this. Oh, they're portenting me. All right, sure, you can do that. They did not have me shuffle. So whatever these next cards are just the cards that I'm going to get. And they know what all 3 of them are. I'll actually take lands at this point. I don't mind. All right, they scried to top with their Opt. This Black Vise is going to continue to be a minor nuisance. I feel like they've got a solution to that, though. And there's their solution to that, Psychotog. Had to give up their Gemstone Mine to do it, but I think it was worth it for them. I could Stasis right now. I think that is extremely silly to do. I need something else going on. I am going to, now that I've drawn this Gush, actually cast Stasis. Okay, that worked. And now I'm going to Gush. And then starting next turn, I can realistically use this Thwart if I need to. If the hero has like Stone Cold Nothing, then I'm going to be okay. But the fact that they didn't immediately blow up my Stasis or counter it is pretty good news for me. All right, Thwart is officially online. Daze is also online. I might Daze something just to bounce the island to my hand. Interesting. This is Gush. Do I Thwart this? I don't know. I think I'm going to let it go. I think I'm not going to do anything. Okay, Chain of Vapor is a huge pickup here. I don't know. We might be able to do something here. We just might be able to do something. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we'll see. That's a Quirion Dryad and an accumulated knowledge in the graveyard now. Yeah, I'm at a pretty decently high life total. I wonder if I should chain their Psychotog now. Mostly just to give me something to thwart. I think I need to think about this. I'm going to take a second and think about these lines. If I chain a Vapor on Stasis, and they have some sort of counterspell for it, then I could thwart my own chain, and that would give me some cards, some islands to play, but it would also take me off of thwart. If I chain their Psychotog, and they just let it go, then I think I'm in trouble. So I don't think I should be doing that. I think I'm compelled to move here. I think I have to do something. Because I don't know when I'm going to be drawing a Forsaken City, which is what I really need. Honestly, Claws of Gix would be really good in this spot. Because I would just sack Stasis and be done with it. I am going to chain my own Stasis here. And I'm going to see what happens. That's Counterspell. I'm going to thwart the Counterspell. Or do I even want to do that at this point? What's the difference between thwarting Counterspell and thwarting Chain of Vapor? If I thwart Counterspell, then Stasis bounces to my hand. I have 3 islands in play, one of which is untapped. If I thwart Chain of Vapor, I'll end up with 3 islands, one of which is untapped anyway. So it's kind of the same thing. I think I'm going to take the more confusing line, and I'm going to thwart my Chain of Vapor. Because this line gives me the opportunity to also... Oh, sure. But this line would have given me the opportunity to daze something. I think I'm going to let this go because I have the spare Stasis in hand. All right, found thwarts. Go ahead and land Stasis. And that just took. So starting next turn, if I don't have to daze anything, then I can thwart. This Gush does not leave me dead to Psychotog. So I am going to let that resolve. Okay, and now I can thwart something. Their graveyard is getting really full. I'm kind of wishing that I had been able to bounce the Psychotog. Ice on my island. I am going to daze that. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's foil. So they're going to get a full untap here. I think this might be game. Fire Ice, y'all. It's a really good card. It's just a really good card. I don't think I could have played this differently to make it such that I could have kept a second untapped island in play. At least not at the point past when I cast Chain of Vapor on Stasis. I could have cast Chain of Vapor a turn earlier, I believe, and that might have done something. I'm just going to let it go. Stasis is going to die. Oh, and there's Forsaken City. Right on time. Right on time. Actually, it wasn't right on time. It was like a turn late, like several turns late. Come on. All right, they've got Aquarian Dryad now. And I have a lot of problems. Oh, I think they're just going to kill me. I think this might just do it. I'm going to F6 and I'm going to let them work this out. But I think they've got it. Oh, they're still casting things. Okay, well, they just kind of let that happen. So now I get to play my land drop, use Gush, look at 2 cards. Impulse looks at 4 more. And I found Powder Keg. I don't know if that's good enough anymore. This is going to take 3 whole turns to actually do something. I mean, I'm going to take it. It's really the only thing that I've got at this point. But I think the time for Powder Keg has long passed. Now I think my only out is that they keep all 2 cards off of the Sylvan Library and heal themselves. Don't think they're going to do that, though. Yeah, Powder Keg is just way too slow. I've got nothing. I'm not even going to bluff. They've got a stacked graveyard. Yeah, they're going for the kill here. That was a Gush. They can easily one-shot me with just a single Psychotog, but they can do a lot more than that. Okay, but they're choosing not to do the Psychotog stuff. It's really interesting. I mean, I've got nothing here. Yeah, that's... All right. This game was decided with that Fire Ice, I think. Honestly, it was probably decided before that. And here they go. They know what they're doing. Just gonna let it happen. And they win the match. So I get a feeling that there was an opportunity for me to make a different play in the turns leading up to that turn where I decided to chain my Stasis. I could have possibly taken a Psychotog off the table. That might have been relevant, that might not have been. But if I had made a different play at that point, then perhaps I would have won this game. That's going to take some review, I think. So if y'all want to take a look at that and leave your remarks in the comments as to what you think I should have done, feel free to go ahead and do that. I'd love to hear your opinions. Okay, match 3, everybody.
Did losing to my prison deck leave you feeling bitter and despondent? Work through the stages of your grief with a membership to Fate Seal Magic on Patreon, YouTube, or Twitch. As your grief matures, you'll gain perks like early video access, lessons and sideboard guides, featuring your deck in a video, and can even co-host a stream once you reach acceptance. I hope to see you on your path to healing.
I'm on the play versus Arskapelli for match 3, and we have a 0-lander. Mulligan that. I will keep this. Honestly, I wish I could keep everything, but I think I have to bottom the thwart. Island pass, pretending that I'm a civilized person who loves to play honest and fair and interesting Magic. Nothing could be farther from the truth, but in this format, you know, the prison deck happens to be blue, so that's what I'm doing. I am not scamming in a Dreadnought right now. I think I am going to Impulse. Honestly, I would love to hit a land drop. No, you're really gonna mono-leak my Impulse? No way. Well, I mean, Impulse was bait. Here's the real one I wanted to resolve. And we've got another matchup where I don't think Upheaval is particularly strong. This is at bare minimum. Oh, Mishra's Factory, huh? Yeah, this has to be like the solution or something like that. So I am going to pitch this Upheaval to untap Forsaken City. And then I'll use my untapped island to pay for Stasis. This seems like a good spot to Gush, so I will. And we hit another Gush. Love to see that. Oh, right. I'm an idiot. Storm count is 1 because this build of Stasis has a brain freeze in it. You know, I may be dumb. Not gonna pitch here. And we're just gonna keep this going. That is a lot of Stasis. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like I can probably pitch one of these Stasis. But I forgot to do it, so we're not going to. And I'm kind of just doing nothing here, giving the hero a lot of opportunities to draw into like a disenchant. Yeah, I'm kind of just doing a whole lot of nothing right now. They've got 6 untapped lands right now. I mean, I don't really need to Gush, so I won't. But maybe I'm being a little bit too patient. So I think this next turn, I am going to, in response to all of this untapped stuff, I'm going to Gush here. Ooh, and I hit a null. A null is probably marginally more useful than Flash of Insight. I think Flash is just too mana intensive right here. And a null can hit like Seal of Cleansing and stuff. Although these decks don't usually play Seal of Cleansing, they usually play like Disenchant. So in all honesty, I'm probably going to get rid of the null. I found Root Maze. I am going to continue to be extremely patient. Just going to make my land drops. I don't think I'm ready to have a fight yet. I think I would want a little bit more in terms of resources first. Yeah, I'm going to continue to be patient. I'm not going to do anything. Hard to say who's winning in this situation. Like, the hero can't just tap out for a Decree of Justice here. But I also really can't do much either. I'm mostly just in a Black Vise waiting room right now. Throughout this game, the hero has discarded 2 swords and a Wrath of God. I wonder how many other white removal spells that are completely irrelevant are stranded in their hand right now. At least one more, because they discarded another swords. I think at this point I'm waiting for like a Thwart or something like that. A Black Vise would be really good. Gush is obviously just amazing in basically every situation. Counterspell is fine, I guess. Might actually be good enough for me to chain my Stasis here. Yeah, I'm gonna chain Stasis. I know they've got 8 cards in hand, but I'm still gonna do it. Hopefully this will make them use a disenchant of some sort. Nope, that's just mana leak. Yeah, they're trying to keep me under Stasis. I think that's fine. I think I'm just gonna let that go. Yeah, I don't need another counterspell here. Do I play Root Maze now? No, I think I'm gonna be patient still. If my counterspells in hand were Arcane Denials, then I would have possibly used one on the Mana Leak. Just maybe. Oof, I forgot to untap here. That's not good. Yeah, Powder Keg's basically completely useless. Now I have one more card in hand than I should, and I have access to less mana, which is what I'm really looking for right now. Okay, Daze isn't bad. Still looking for a good opportunity to get rid of this Stasis. Maybe counter something that I would love to counter. Still waiting for a Black Vise. I found another Chain of Vapor. Honestly, do I even counter this? I don't think so. I think I'm going to let it go. They're kind of doing me a favor at this point. They're going to be able to create 5 dudes if they cycle a Decree of Justice right now. And that is exactly what they're doing. Nice untap for them. But I'm also going to get a nice untap. And I've got almost as many lands as they do. And they are getting the beats on. This is going to be putting me to 11, I think. Yep. And now I have to resolve a Stasis through a 7-card hand. I am going to lead on Impulse. If I find mana short, then this is going to be really good for me. I didn't, but I found Thwart. I'm going to take the Thwart. Is there any benefit to just not jamming Stasis right this second? Do I jam Root Mace first? Yeah, I'm going to jam Root Mace first. I'm going to see if they interact with this. They let that go. I'm going to Stasis now. This has been a very weird game. That's just a counterspell. I'm going to counterspell your counterspell. I feel like maybe I could have played this a little bit better. Maybe my turn 2 or 3 or whatever Stasis was a little bit too early. Factor Fiction. Over top of all of this? Yeah, okay. I mean, I think this might be like a 4-1 split. Counterspell all these lands, and then AK separately, because at least I know the lands are bad. Yeah, they took the counterspell. All right, so if I let this counterspell resolve and my Stasis is okay, I am going to thwart this counterspell now. Actually, I'm going to let this resolve. Yeah. Now I'm going to thwart this counterspell. And I think I win this fight. And once again, it's because of Daze. Because if they have a disenchant here, then I daze the disenchant and I just win. And we got Root Mace Stasis established. I'm going to go ahead and just start this little loop here. And I found Black Vise. Okay. Finally, Black Vise, you show up. I was really worried that I wasn't going to win that fight. But I think that Factor Fiction kind of just lost the game for them. So there's still an argument to be made that even though I am in a commanding position here, that I should not have launched Stasis as early as I could. Maybe I should have waited. It worked out in the end, and I even have a disenchant covered by this Daze. But still, I think part of that was because the hero cast that Factor Fiction. I'm actually not going to reveal Daze to them. I'm going to show them this Thwart instead. Okay, and they gave it up. Would have been really interesting to see how this game would have developed differently had I not chosen to land Stasis as soon as possible. Oh, all right. So let's go ahead and start sideboarding here. So this is the sort of deck that I kind of want Brain Freezes in against. Still don't want Upheaval. I can see an argument for Upheaval, but like 6 mana, it just seems like it's so expensive. A Null is almost completely useless here. I want the mana short, and in all honesty, I'm going to get rid of Foil. Outer Keg can still be useful to clean up their threats, which I believe, realistically, like the only threats that they have are man lands, tokens from Decree of Justice, and maybe like an Exalted Angel or 2. This has got Counterspell, it's got Stasis, it's got lands. What more do you want? I'm keeping it. Interesting. Meddling Mage, you got it. Naming Stasis almost certainly, right? Yeah, there you go. They know how to play their deck. But I know how to find Brain Freeze. Love to see a Brain Freeze. I can still take a lot of hits from this Meddling Mage before I really need to worry about it. I'm kind of looking for more like combo style cards. So Gush is a good card to have in hand, but I would love stuff like Chain of Vapor and Portent. Mana Short's interesting. Mana Short's very interesting. That's the sort of card that can start a fight. I'm just going to let Factor Fiction go. And I think Brain Freeze is my plan here. Yeah, I'm going to split the piles like this. I kind of just want to keep them off of Mana Leak, but they took the Mana Leak in the lands. I found another Gush. I'm going to fire off 1 Gush. Okay, I'm actually going to let that go. I'm not going to continue paying for that. So yeah, maybe that Gush was a little bit premature. I don't think I need 2 Stasis. I think 1's just fine. I really want a second Brain Freeze, honestly. And I'm kind of running out of time to find it. I'm going to make my land drop, and I think on their upkeep, I am going to Mana Short them. Yeah, I think that Gush was bad timing. Like, if I had Gush right now, then I would have been able to Brain Freeze, possibly. That's just Counterspell on Mana Short. I have to Counterspell this. This is a losing proposition. All right, well, if they have a land drop, then I'm dead. And there's the land drop. Let's see if they actually fire up their factories. Yeah, they're firing up their factories. Okay, if I had played Gush at a different time, then perhaps it would have been all right. But Meddling Mage just kind of got there over however many turns. Let's try and win one on the draw now, or on the play. I still think that my sideboarding is good, so I'm going to keep it like this. No lands in this. I have to mulligan. I will keep this. It's got 5 lands in it. I'm going to bottom Cephalid Coliseum. Make my land drops. And honestly, do I play Powder Keg here? I don't think so. I think I can afford to wait. I can hardcast this Daze instead. I was worried about a null. Okay, well, I've got Black Vise now, so I can just drop that. This seems like it might be compelling them to do something. I hope that this is a mana leak and not an null. And it is. That means that I can fairly easily just Daze this. And now I can just cast this Powder Keg. And Black Vise is going to compel them to do things. They can't just sit around and draw cards and hold them in hand forever. So I did manage to resolve Black Vise against a dirtily blue opponent. We know what that means. That means take 2. Beautiful. This actually makes Factor Fiction a huge liability because I can just give them a 5-0 pile. Wow, look who it is. Factor Fiction, casting it directly into my Black Vise. I am going to make a 5-0 pile. And now they're seriously like considering taking the 0 cards. They took 0. They took 0 cards on Factor Fiction. I made a 5-0 pile and the hero just said, nah, fam, I don't want any of those cards. Wow. That gives me so much joy. I mean, what can I say, y'all? It's the power of Black Vise. And it's Factor Fiction again. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Okay, this time they did take the 5 cards. They're up to 10 cards in hand. But I mean, this Black Vise is going to start doing stuff. I don't even care about this Meddling Mage. I literally just don't care. Sure, cycle and accumulated knowledge. You still got 7 cards in hand, friend. You're still at 4 life. This Black Vise is going to kill you. I'm just going to counter this Exalted Angel. I'm just going to do it. It gains them life. I'm not interested in that. And that is a concession. The hero cast 2 Factor Fictions this game. The first one, they took 0 cards. And the second one, they took 5. And it dealt them so much damage off this Black Vise that they just rolled over and died. That was great. Black Vise is a heck of a card. And I love casting it against these dirtily blue opponents. On to match 4, everybody. I'm on the play in match 4 versus Spectreous. I'm going to keep this hand. The Upheaval, I haven't really found a good spot for Upheaval yet. Maybe it's just a matchup sort of thing. And this is just like good in particular spots or something. But if there was going to be an Upheaval hand, I feel like this would be it. All right, the hero mulled to 6. I did a lovely island pass. Oh, I should have cast Black Vise. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm going to cast Black Vise now. I don't think that they're going to do something on their turn 2 that I'm going to have to really worry about. And they don't just have a null. No, just like that. Yeah, I got punished hard. Standstill. Oh, well, I drew Root Maze, so none of this matters anymore. I am going to pop your Standstill, and then I'm going to cast Root Maze, and I'm going to win the game. Oh, that's beautiful. And now we just need to manage this Root Maze lock. Dust Bowl entering tapped. Love to see that. I found Black Vise, but I'm not ready to play it. I'm going to wait for Gush first. Another Forsaken City, perhaps? The hero's asking, is this a lock? I don't know, fam. You tell me. So you may notice that the hero has 38 cards in their deck, and I have 40, which means I don't even need to play out this Black Vise. I could literally just let them draw their deck. But it's more funny if I just put a tapped Black Vise into play and just kill them that way. And that's a lovely win. I like to see that a lot. Just play Root Maze, Stasis, and win games. All right, y'all, it's another dirtily blue deck. I might bring in the Annuls for this matchup. We're gonna have to see. Might bring in Brain Freezes. Definitely bringing in Mana Short. I think Powder Keg can come out. Having some nice friendly banter with the hero here. They're a good egg. I don't like foil. I think I'm going to get rid of it. And this would be a clean mapping. I'd get to keep Upheaval. I don't know. What would I bring in over Upheaval? Not much. I'm going to keep it in the deck. I'm going to give it a shot. And this hand's really dang good. I am going to keep this. Yeah, Phyrexian Furnace, I don't care about that. Do I daze a Standstill here? I don't know. I don't know if I do. I might. Probably not, though. I'm much more inclined to just pop Standstills than to be scared of them. All right, they've got their impulse. Powder Keg, couldn't care less. That'll blow up a single Black Vise at some point, maybe. I am going to impulse here, though. Oh, I could do something very funny. I'm going to take the Root Maze. Now I'm just looking for Stasis. They've only got one blue source right now. Maybe they play a second one this turn. Oh, that's a morph creature, huh? This is almost certainly an Exalted Angel. Uh-oh, Impulse found Stasis. It's an emergency. I don't think I do it yet, though. I am lower on cards in deck at this point. Oh, they're popping Powder Keg now. This is going to hit their morph creature. Oh, I guess it was on one, so it just hit Phyrexian Furnace. That was weird. I don't know why they did that. I think I'm going to continue to be patient. I don't have to do anything quite yet. I'd love it if they would cast some sort of card advantage spell. Okay, now I'm going to go for it. Mana short you. Prohibit, huh? That did the job, though. It tapped them out of their lands. Anything else I want to do here? No, not really. Let's go ahead and do the funny. Gush into Root Maze and Stasis. I have Daze open. I have Thwart open. They have a single Plains. We literally just did the exact same thing again. And we win the match. They don't want to play anymore. Oh man, they could have had like a single mana answer or something. I don't know if there is a single white pip card that can answer what I'm doing here. But I had that covered anyway with Thwart and Daze. Daze has been impressing me more than I thought it would be. I don't know. We take our easy wins. We love that. On to the final match here. I am on the draw here in match 5 versus DottoRRe. Do I want to keep this? It doesn't really do much. It's got double City and Gush. It's got Counterspell, but I'd have to... I'm going to mulligan. I don't like this hand. I do like this one. I'm going to keep this, and honestly, I'm going to bottom the Thwart. Oh boy, and it's another blue deck. They're casting Portent off Basic Island. A lot of blue decks do this, so I don't know if we're playing against, like, exactly Stiflenought right now, but it could be Stiflenought. Island pass from the hero, and I hit Root Maze, which is not great. Honestly, I want lands, so I think I will Impulse. All right, yeah, I just want the island. Powder Keg, I don't think I'm ready to draw. I don't actually know what they're on yet. I have a sneaking suspicion that this is Stiflenought, but I'm not actually 100% sure. All right, that Black Vise helps out quite a bit here. Now, do I want to do anything? I could play the Black Vise and start forcing some action. I think I still need a little bit of help, though. I want lands, I want Forsaken City, and I just don't really have the consistency necessary to find all these things. Root Maze is dead in my hand right now. I think I'm just going to lead on Black Vise. If this gets countered, I'm not going to cry myself to sleep over it. I'm just going to cry and not sleep, actually. Yeah. Counterspell on Black Vise. You see how much I'm crying about that? Missing my land drop so early hurts really badly. Yikes. I mean, I'm compelled to move here. That's the second counterspell. And are they going to put in a shrimp? No, they're not. They're still portenting. They've got 3 cards in hand right now. That's not a ton of cards. Okay, and they're just passing. I need lands, please. Please, please, please. Oh, thank goodness it's an island. Okay. Honestly, if I can find a Forsaken City, then I am not 100% rolled up, but I'm pretty rolled up. Okay, the hero's finally missing a land drop. And I'm missing one too. Worst card in my hand right now is probably Daze, so I'm going to discard that. Oh, they have their own Powder Keg. I'm going to let that go. And I think here I am just going to cast Flash of Insight out of my graveyard. I don't have enough islands for foil. I'm just going to take the basic land here. Is it Stasis time? I think it might be Stasis time. I'm going to let it happen. See what happens here. Maybe they counter this, maybe they don't. All right, that's counterspell number 3 on Stasis. I'm just letting that go. Powder Keg's on 1 now. Probably going to stay on one for the rest of the game. That is a Gush going up to 8 cards. That's a lot of cards. And here's the Shrimp. Stifle. I think I'm going to counterspell the Stifle. Oh, they're digging, huh? All right, what'd you find? Still digging. Okay, Stifle's countered. Are they going to Vision Charm it? Maybe Stifle again? Vision Charm. So they phased out the Dreadnought. 6 cards in hand. I know 3 of them are islands. And I found Impulse. I am going to Gush here. I'm going to really try and dig for this Forsaken City, because if I can find that... Ugh, I didn't find it. I think I am just going to cast Stasis. All right, that just took. Ooh, that just took. That means that Dreadnought is not going to come back. Oh, Chain of Vapor, huh? I'm going to Impulse over top of this. See what I find. And I found Forsaken City. I've got 38 cards in deck. The hero has 35. I'm going to let the Chain of Vapor go. And I'm not going to sack a land. And I am going to discard 2 islands here. I will chain the Dreadnought. I don't know how relevant this is, but I'm mostly just trying to pick a fight. That is exactly the sort of fight that I wanted to pick. That's beautiful. All right, I take a hit from Dreadnought. I go to 8. And they did play an island from their hand. Okay. So I can Stasis, Root Maze, and then Thwart along the way. I'm going to lead on Stasis number 1. And they're gushing in response. I'm going to let the Gush go. So 4 cards in hand that I don't know about. And that's Foil. Discarding 2 islands. I'm going to let that go. Now I'm going to play Forsaken City. And I'm going to play Stasis again. And that's an opt. If all of this goes through, then that is their last island. Oh boy. We might be onto something. And that's Root Maze. So I'm not sure how well I would have been able to handle this game without Root Maze, but having this lock in play is, it's pretty dang big. It's a pretty big deal. And the hero is ahead on cards, or rather behind on cards in deck here. So this means that I just win. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and prepare to win here. I don't need to be doing anything fancy. This is just game. I just need to make sure to deck the hero out here in the next couple of minutes so that I have time to win games 2 and 3. So my internet cut out just completely for like 10 minutes for no reason. And when I went back in and tried to log back into the game, the league had ended because I had timed out of the match. Oh, that really stinks. I was in a really good position there too, but there's not really much that I could have done. So let's just go ahead and wrap up the league. So we faced a lot of blue decks today. Gro-a-tog, Stiflenought, Standstill, and this list did pretty well against those. So remember that this is not my list. This is the list that Matt Melachrinos registered to play at Lobstercon, and quite frankly, I think it's a pretty good list. We saw how Root Maze was able to take games that were kind of teetering, maybe a little bit ahead, maybe a little bit behind, and just slam the door shut on them, which is why I love playing it. We didn't get to brain freeze anybody, unfortunately, even though I was actively digging towards that as an out versus several different of these blue decks. Mainboard and Null didn't really come up this league. I could see how it could come up. It fights shrimps. It fights things out of Enchantress. You can use it to tag a Survival of the Fittest when the opponent is on the play. And Daze impressed me more than I thought it would. So maybe I am wrong to be in the anti-Daze camp. Maybe I'm going to have to change my mind on that. So suggestions that Matt made to improve this list going forward. The Foil he didn't like, and the Upheaval could possibly go. Upheaval and Root Maze kind of occupy the same sort of slot, except Upheaval is 6 mana and Root Maze is 1. So I could see cutting the Upheaval, cutting the Foil. Not sure what I'd replace them with. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to test Cephalid Coliseum. That really stinks. I kind of maybe didn't respect it as much as I could have. But I think I would rather just have a basic island. Speaking of basic islands, 19 islands. The Gushes, the Dazes, the Thwarts, the spells that return islands to hand, they all felt really good in this deck. And it might convince me to go back to mono blue. We didn't get to use half the sideboard, unfortunately, but having a really aggressive brain freeze plan against these blue decks seems very interesting. We never really got to pull it off again, but still, it's nice that we had that as an out. Just use Impulse to dig for Brain Freeze and then just go off. I think that this is a very solid list. I like the way that this list plays. It is not tuned to my preferences. It is tuned to Matt's preferences. But if you're looking for a mono blue Stasis list with Root Maze that has a proven track record, then I think that this is a very good place to start. Thank you very much to Matt for letting me use his list. And an extra special thank you to Hartle. Hartle is the person who more or less holds the Stasis community together, as far as I can tell. He's got a Discord server, the Premodern Stasis Discord server, that is actually linked in the description. And you can also access the definitive primer on playing Stasis. Hartle worked very hard on this, and he doesn't even make money off of it. He does require a donation, but that donation goes towards supporting animal shelters, actually. He's got more information on it in the Discord. I highly recommend that you take a look at it. And according to Matt, Hartle is the person who, by releasing this primer, taught him basically everything that he knows about playing Stasis. So extra special thank you to Hartle for that. I, for one, did purchase the primer, and it's worth it. It's worth the read. You should go do it.
This program is made possible by generous funding from these sponsors, and also by your view, like, and comment, the support of my wife and son, and by contributions to Fate Seal Magic from viewers like you. Thank you.